welcome to another episode of Don't Panic, Listen, hosted by myself, Kershall Duhaney. We're on episode 3 now. Wow. So I just want to big up everyone who's taken the time out to follow me on this journey to reach here on episode 3. This episode we're going to be discussing on, can you do a 9 to 5 and run a business? And then also I'm going to be discussing my take on it all. So let's get to it. Working a 9 to 5 while focusing on your own business. I'm not going to lie, if you're a beginner at this or want to venture into this, best believe it's challenging. When I mean challenging, it takes over your life. It is possible, don't get twisted, it's possible, but it will take over your life. So if you're working a 9 to 5 and the office is local to you, okay, cool, I mean, you can balance it. But if you're from outside or like of the city, if you're outside of the city, and you have to travel into somewhere like taking a tube and the underground and stuff, this is where it will get really difficult and tedious and can mess with your brain, because you're working, doing your 9 to 5, and then when you finish your 9 to 5, that's when your business hours start. So you'll be working to stupid o'clock. I mean, you could be waking up in the morning, 6 in the morning, get to your office and then finish your daytime job and then get back home, and then that's when you have to work on your business, checking orders, interacting on social media, all these sort of things. And if you're someone who's really active, like when I mean active, I mean who's into fitness, socializing, this is where it will get very complicated. Because, for instance, let's say this, let's give this example. You have to go to work, you start at 8:30, yeah? You travel to work, drive or get the tube, and then you do your day job, have your lunch at 1 or 12:30, whatever, 1 to 2, and then you finish at 5 or 5:30. Then you go home, have something to eat, or even the other way around. When you finish work, you go straight to gym, and then when you finish your workout, which is 2 hours, we're talking around about finishing at 8, for instance, argument's sake, and then you get home for around 8:30, and then you have something to eat, and then you have to start on your business, and you could be working on that all night, and you could be up till about 1, 2, and then you set the alarm clock, and then you go back around again to wake up for 6. Do you see where I'm going with this? This is where I say it can really play on you, and you, as a person, you need to be mentally ready for that commitment. You can't have no off days or anything, because it depends on how you want to impact the industry you are focusing on for your own business. But also you need to balance it out, because don't forget, you're doing a 9 to 5. So you've signed a contract where you have to be hitting targets, and you need to be performing to a certain degree. So you need to you gotta be like kind of like two sides of you, that side on their business, pushing hard, because that's your income, what's supporting you, yeah? And also that income most probably supports your business as well, right? Or you might have got a loan, or I'm not too sure, these sort of things. So you really do need to be focused and understand what needs to be done. Obviously you would have off days, and sometimes you have stressful days, but if you're doing it all by yourself, you need to be dedicated, on the ball, and have things structured to the point where you know what you're doing, especially if your business is something what needs to be promoted through social media, all different social media platforms, because then that's when you have to add on sorting out contents for what needs to be pushed out for advertising and whatnot. And that's where it gets, again, more difficult, because you need to start structuring and when your posts are going to go out. So let's use Instagram and Facebook, for example. So if your posts for if you do 3 posts a day, so that's morning, lunchtime and evening, realistically you need to have a post ready for the morning when you're up. You have to have a post ready around lunchtime, and then you've got to have the post ready for the evening, depending on what times peak best for your business. So this is where, again, you need to think very cleverly. So I'll use me, for example. When I was working permanent and I was doing 3 posts a day, I've cut down now, but I'll use this anyway, 3 posts a day. In the morning, I was traveling to London. So I was constantly, that's when I was active, I was on the tube or the train, and I'll do a post around 7:30, and I'll be commenting to people who's responding to things, people with DMs, orders and whatnot. I was responding then. I'll get into work and then I'm on work, just doing what I was doing everything with work. And then it comes lunchtime, I'm whacking up the Mac, looking at the orders and then getting ready to do the next post at my lunchtime. And then on the way back home is when I'll do the final post for the day, which is around about, I would say sometimes around about 6:30 or 7, just before I got into gym. And then when I got into gym, I was in there, people know me, I'm in the gym for a long time, so 2 hours, let's say 2 hours. And then by the time I got home, it's roughly 9ish, and then about to eat because I've done my prep meals. And then that's when I start doing my work, doing artwork for my stuff and, preparing for maybe tomorrow. But I'm a bit different because I was preparing my stuff for the month. So can you see where I'm going with this? You just need to really be mindful with this. And again, it can be straining, it can be really difficult, but the results can be overwhelming and it can be life-changing for you. So this is where I say, when you want to do a 9 to 5 and you're running your own business, it is possible, but please understand the dedication and the mindset you have to have for that.
And I'm far from simple, black with dimple, all eyes on me like I've got pimples, can't get rid of me like old man wrinkle, shut man down like garden sprinkle.
The reason why I'm now against the 9 to 5 is because of what I've gone through in the past in my industry, because my industry, digital design, is snaky. When I mean snaky, I mean there is a lot of backstabbers, whatever you do. So I'll give you an example. When I was working for a really known established company, I was always surrounded by a lot of freelancers and contractors, and I would see them when I'm working away, I'll see them chilling, looking at holidays, like mad. I remember that yesterday. Mans are behind me just chilling, looking at holidays for the year. And I turn around and say, "Oh, and you're not working?" And they're just like, yeah, I'm working, but I'm just looking at my holidays, what I'm going to do, innit? And I'm like, okay. I'm seeing this guy looking up Barbados, going Canada, like going Hawaii, and all these things. I'm like, right. So when you're looking to go? And he goes, well, I'm here at this company for 6 months, and then I'm going away to all these different places. I'm like, what? And the one thing that always stuck with me is what he said is, mate, you're way too talented for working for these people. You should be doing what you do. And I know what you do because I've seen what you've been doing. And I'm like, what do you mean? How do you see what I've been doing? He goes, listen, like, it's easy to see what people are doing. Like, I know your name, found you on social media, I see what you're doing. Very talented. I think you should be a freelancer. So yeah, let's park that freelancer and contract. Let's park that to the side. Let's go back to when I was 9 to 5. So when I was doing 9 to 5, I was working hard. When I mean working hard, when I was living in Slough, I was waking up 5:30. Maybe we'll do a little run around my area, then come back, get showered, changed, get ready, and make it to the train for around 7:20. And then I would enter Paddington around 7:45 because it'd be the fast one. And then from there, I would get to my office for 8, like literally 8. And then I'm in the office at 8, and I was doing 8 till 6. Yeah, literally 8 till 6. And because the line manager there was never wanted me to finish earlier. Never ever wanted me to leave earlier. So I'll do my time, and then sometimes I would work through my lunch, so I would leave at 5:30 because, you know, I haven't had an hour lunch, so I've been working non-stop helping people. And then one thing will always stuck to my mind, and I really did hate, when I would leave at 5:30 and walk past him, he would say, "Thanks for popping in, Kershall, see you tomorrow." And that really rubbed me up the wrong way, because how are you going to tell me thanks for popping in when I get to your office before you? Yeah, you get into the office at 10. I get to the office at 8. I don't have no lunch. Yeah, I'm there hitting targets 24/7. And then when I leave at 5:30, you're going to tell me thanks for popping in? Listen, shut up. No time for that. That's one situation, yeah, which I couldn't stand and why I dislike working in offices, because when that stuff sort of happens, yeah, and you're in your own element, you always have this office politics. You don't want to be in it. Like, you just want to do you, got the headphones in, doing your work. But then there's always office politics, and then I'm there working, and this is when stuff started happening. I'm there working, and when I was doing my business stuff, I'm there on my lunch, away from everyone, on my Mac, doing my stuff. And then someone come across what I was doing and go, "Oh, you got a clothing line, it looks sick, man, yeah." I'm just like, thank you, thank you. And then all the office caught wind, was asking me, "Oh, what's your site? Can I look at it?" And that lot. I'm like, "Yeah, here it is." Give it to them, and then people ordering from the office. And then I got pulled, like one time, I got pulled into the office by my head of design at the time. And he was like, "Oh, we want to change your working hours." And I was like, "Sorry, what do you mean change my working hours? I get in at 8 and I finish at 6. What do you mean, do you want to change it?" And it's like, yeah, we want to change it because, you know, we feel it would be better, it'll benefit better for the business. And I said, "So what time do you want to change it to? Because when I started here, you knew my situation. I live in Slough, and you're based in London, like central London. So it makes sense for me to leave earlier to avoid the rush, to get into the office, and I check on my emails and get work done and leave so I can get back a decent time to Slough." And he said to me, "No, I want you to start coming in for 9:30 and finish at 7, maybe 7:30. I'm just like, "Nah, that doesn't make no sense. That doesn't make no sense to me. That's never been agreed. When I started this job, the main thing was, I said to you, I'm an early bird, early riser. I do 3 in the morning to get back so I can do what I need to do outside of work, because I'm not from London. I mean, I'm not going to spend my whole life traveling." So, and he was like, "Yeah, it's understandable, but, you know." And then on top of that, he goes, "Oh, I've got told that you were in business. How's it doing? How's it doing?" I said, "That's all right, it's going all right." "Yeah, because we've kind of seen a kind of dip from you, from what you're doing with the work. You know, it's not 100%. Sorry, what do you mean not 100%? Where can you show me 100%? All the clients I worked with praise me, and I've got string emails to back this up." And he continued and started continuing doing this thing, and to the point where I got pulled in the office a number of times now, telling me, and they're kind of trying to put me down, saying how I'm doing too much at what I'm personally doing, because now they've caught wind of what I'm doing. They're seeing the posts and the times, and they were picking up on me and saying, "Oh, would you do in your own business when you was working?" I was like, "No." It was like, "Well, we saw a post at 1 o'clock. Yeah, if you noticed, that's when I go for my lunch. I go to my lunch at 12:30 till 1:30, and also that's when I normally have my lunch. So, yeah." And he was like, "Oh, we don't know if we want you to do that." And then they just made everything really difficult for me. So I ended up handing my notice for that job, and I just moved on. And that same occurrence, wherever I went, carried on moving and doing the same thing. And I was like, I can't really handle this. It's really funny because people are acting funny. So when I was going to other jobs, it was the same sort of thing. And more politics, where I was working for this one's a really established business. I won't even mention their name, but this is where office politics and bullying gets involved. So I started this job, which I got headhunted for, literally headhunted for. I didn't apply for it. I got literally, they their recruiters come to me, say, we love what you're doing, we want you to join the team, this is the salary, what you saying? So I was like, yeah, cool, I'm all down for it, love the brand, let's do this. So started working with them, and you know when you start a new job, it's new, so you need to understand how people work and how people operate and do this, that, boom, 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 boom. So started working with them, and I started noticing really funny little things, because I told them obviously I'm dyslexic. Told them this from day one. I'm dyslexic. I have difficulty sometimes if there's loads of copy in front of me, and I was like, but don't worry, that won't disrupt anything. So there now, and there's sometimes when I needed help with knowing where work needs to be saved and stuff, and the head of design there, he was a prick, 100% prick. Yeah, could tell he didn't like me. I don't know if actually no, I know why. So literally any issues I would have, I would contact him, because this office, they literally wouldn't talk to you. It's one of them offices, many of you may know this, when you go to offices where no one talks, they all just go through a platform where you would message or send emails. They would never vocally talk to you. So I'm there saying, hi, he goes, send me a message. So I'll send him a message about 9:30, for instance, and it's urgent. He's read it, not replying. So I'm waving to him, have you read it? Purposely not reading it. And then I'm doing stuff, and he goes, no, you're not meant to do it that way. That's not the guidelines, do it this way. And then I've done it that way, and then I get pulled up. Like, before my probation, I get pulled up on it. And they say to me, oh, you're not meant to be doing it this way. I'm just like, what do you mean? That's how I've been told to do it. That same guy, head design, who's been there for 10 years, was setting me up, making me do things wrong, yeah, to make me look bad, because he didn't like me. He literally didn't like me. I don't know if it's because of my skin colour or what. I honestly don't know. He just didn't like me. And we was in a group, like a WhatsApp group. And when I was going through all these issues and problems, he kicked me out of the group. Yeah. And then I thought something was up. So from there, I started looking for elsewhere, other jobs. And the next thing you know, I got pulled in the office, and they literally said to me, you have to go. I said, under what grounds? Why do I have to go? And they said, you're not mingling right with the workers and whatnot. I was like, all right, I see where this is going. Mad discrimination, but I see where this is going. Cool, I'm gone. After that, I personally started doing freelancing, and it's never been better. Honestly, it's never been better. I've been going into really known businesses, mingling with people, cracking jokes, doing what I'm doing, and I'm more free. I can literally do what I'm doing, and people say, oh, so what do you do on the side then if you're doing freelancing? I tell them what I'm doing, and I've got a big group of friends who are all freelancers, and me learning from what they're doing and why they freelance, it all rubbed up on me, because all their bad experiences, I see why they led into freelance, because they didn't want office politics. And if you're running your own business, you can come into that sometimes. So I just want people to understand and be mindful that this stuff can happen, because it's happened to me through numbers of different businesses I've worked for when it's been permanent. That's basically it. Literally, it's nuts. But there is people out there who don't want you to evolve. They just want you to be a puppet. They just want you to be that person in an office working there for 10 years, brainless. They don't want you. So a lot of these companies don't want you to evolve and do your own thing on the side. But then again, there is some companies who are very new school and invite people, entrepreneurs, people who think outside the box and do multiple things outside of their day-to-day lives and want to evolve and learn new skills, because at the end of the day, that's going to only benefit the company, right? That's what I've personally thought, but through my experience, through who I've worked with, it's always been the other way around. They haven't rated that. They've literally pulled up different clauses through contracts and just make up stuff. But yeah, don't know what else to say. I just want to thank everyone again for getting this far on episode 3. Also, I'm going to be giving you the link again for my Spotify, because I've got a new podcast I've been listening to on Spotify, Vulture Culture by Damien Dash. Damien Dash is the guy who's talking, and he's another person who I look up to because he's never worked a day in his life. He's only hustled, and it's a good insight. Really is a good insight. So when you finish watching this, definitely look at the link below, and then you'll see this podcast and just have a listen. He explores all the different ventures he's done, when he was doing stuff with Jay-Z, to his, like Rockefeller, to when he's doing Clothing Line, to whatever he's doing now. You know what I mean? It's really interesting, and it's something to look forward for. But I just want to say thank you again for everyone. If you haven't, please subscribe to the channel, because I'm just going to be giving life experiences, what I've been through, and also just showcasing what's going on with the brand. So again, thanks again. We don't panic.
Go somewhere,